just across the river. These are common people that you don't need to go to university to catch fish. What is more honorable? To be in a rickety boat and end up on a shark's dinner table, or maybe succeed, cross the Atlantic and marry to somebody who is 10 times older than your grandmother or grandfather, or worse still, go and marry a man. And you say that is freedom. You can get away with anything except insult the Almighty Allah. Or work in your own country and be dignified. Because no matter what you do there, whether you get married or not, you will always be having running battles with the police. Is it worth it? Sometimes you don't even have anything. Sometimes when you have too much, they just deport you with only the clothes that you wear and handcuffs. Is it worth it when you can make millions out of here? Now, I want to ask the deputy permanent secretaries and secretaries who have ever seen a homeless and realized that it's a foreigner. And you will also agree with me that some of the best houses that you build are rented by foreigners who are working in our rivers. And they are the most regular payers of rent. Am I right? So now if the country is that difficult, how is it possible that a foreign fisherman owns a taxi in this country, lives in most of them in fact own their own houses and compounds and properties in this country. And we, the Gambians, that are supposed to take the lead in any development endeavor, some of us are sitting down and be mourning that things are hard. Do I believe that we can force people to go and work? No. But all what we can do is create the conducive environment. Where we create a conducive environment and people have this negative attitude, we don't mind any foreigner coming to make use of the conducive environment, because at the end of the day they are contributing to national development. We also have Gambians overseas called foreigners. So we are not averse to foreigners coming to this country, as long as they are not homosexuals, rapists, or drug traffickers. And they would be law-abiding. So you will agree with me that during that period that on that Wednesday, if the foreigners didn't go to catch fish, maybe throughout the celebration you wouldn't have eaten fish. It's the River Gambia. These are territorial waters. These are natural resources given to us by the Almighty Allah. And most of the men and young men do not want to make an effort. Now is the rainy season. We go from Carton to Koina. You will see women in gardens. I have the Quran. The black one there is the Quran. Is all in English. Is a transliteration of the Holy Quran, and this is also the Quran. There is no verse or chapter that says men cannot be vegetable growers. The Vice President talked about the Vision 2020 being 7 years and 8 months away. Now, if you multiply 7 by 4, how many months do you have? 28. All of you are looking at me, wondering what is he going to say next. If you multiply 7 by 12, you have how many? Huh? Now, so you see the disparity between 28 and 84. Unfortunately, most of the men who are not working in the offices will work only 28 months. And the women will be working the 84 months of the 7 years. How do you expect development to be rapid? How do we expect to alleviate poverty in this country? The women of this country work 12 months of the year. And most men, 75% of the men in rural Gambia work only 4 months of the year. Even on the river Gambia and its rich tributaries, rich with fish, you find Malians and other nationalities fishing on the river Gambia. They come during the dry season, and as soon as the rains begin, they go. Anybody who is from this area, you know what I'm talking about. They make a lot of money and go back. Now, the question here is, why do they go back during the rainy season? Because they want to go back and till the land as well. Can't we see? So the choice is ours. We change attitude, we develop faster, and we eradicate poverty in this country, inshallah. We could maintain this attitude, poverty would still be a permanent guest in this country. The government, as I said, we will do our best. But as the Mandingo proverb goes, you can take a horse to the lake, but you can never force it to drink. We can create a conducive environment, but we have no right to compel any Gambian to make use of this conducive environment. But as far as the government is concerned, there is no compromise. We have to deliver what we are supposed to do. Whether those who are supposed to benefit from it take advantage of it is immaterial as far as I'm concerned. Many a time they say, oh, the youths are marginalized. What are all these tertiary institutions for? The primary schools, what are they for? The high schools, what are they for? When I left Fonyi Council to go to high school, I have to go to Banjul. Today, wherever district you come from, you are not obliged to go to Banjul. Even secondary schools were very few in the rural areas. Junior secondary schools. Today we have more than enough schools to cater for the needs of anybody who wants to be educated. And these are schools for young people, youth of this country. The government is providing scholarships, both within and outside of this country, for the benefit of the youth. Compare Gambian youth, the opportunities they have with regards to education, because education is the key. If you acquire knowledge, you can acquire wealth if you make good use of your knowledge. I'm not blowing my trumpet, but I will say this, and I stand to be challenged. Gambian youth are the most privileged in Africa with regards to education, and they can find out from anywhere. If you want to help the youth, you are welcome. But don't mislead them, go around, look for money, and you take 3/4 of it and come and say, because you get 50,000 pounds. You come and change 10,000 pounds. It appears a lot of money. And what is even amazing is that you read on the Observer or you look at some give $5,000 and there is big news. And I think it's high time that such nonsense, we stop it. Do you know how much the person got to come and help this country? Sometimes they give just 5,000 to a community and then they make headlines on GRTS, and that is nonsense. But what is more important, let us realize that $5,000 cannot make a feature for you. Because when we work locally, we can make more than